Welcome to your favorite sports drama podcast, The Double Dose, the drama of sports. I'm Nathan, and every week, my co-host and girlfriend Rachel and I discuss all things in the sports drama universe.
Sprinkled in with pop culture, we cover topics from Bravo to Brady and everything in between. So keep listening to find out more. Cheers.
Welcome to the 1-0 Cam Newton episode of your favorite sports drama podcast, The Double Dose. I'm Nathan. Sitting over here to my right is Miss Rachel Rooney Eden. Rachel, how are you?
I love the 100 and Cam Newton episode.
I think I said 1-0 Cam Newton.
I love the 1-0 Cam Newton. I love the 1 in Cam Newton. I love the 1 Cam Newton. I love it because we have entered into our 100th era.
New era.
Here we are. We are about
Era.
to be Century Grand. We're in the 100. We're getting up to the twos. We're racking it up to the twos, and now all we have to do is just rack.
Stack them up. Stack good episodes on good episodes.
Exactly, because that's what 100 is going to be all about. And 100, we are so excited. We're so happy because we have someone that we haven't had on in like literally 100 episodes on. Today, that's later on in the episode, we have Mr. T-Bone, Tyler Calitri, Ty, T, however, whatever, whomever.
Mr. Calitri.
We have Mr.
Respect.
C on later on in the episode. We talk all things NFL with him. So we are starting off 100 and Cam Newton. We're starting off right.
Right. We said it last week. Ty asked us in the, is it an interview? Chat?
Yeah, like a chat, an interview.
He asked us what we want to accomplish in our 100th era.
Well, first of all, we'll leave that to everyone else to hear in that very important question.
They call that a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's called a bait and switch or whatever they call it.
Right, but we want to get more. We want to get more guests on. We want to get more guests on. We mentioned that last week. So I loved it. We stuck to our word, which is something we sometimes do, sometimes do not do.
Yeah, so it depends on like what's gonna happen next week. Who knows?
Right. I have an idea for next week's guest.
Okay, sure. Write it down. Don't say it out loud because you never know what's gonna happen. Don't make empty promises.
Okay.
So, but yes, we are very excited. I'm so happy. I'm doing good. How are you feeling on this 100 in Cam Newton?
I feel great. It's gonna be a new. Go. I mean, I can't not talk about it. It's going to be a new little arrangement of the episode. So we talked to Ty about the NFL.
Yes.
So we usually talk about that first. We recap the previous week. That's going to be now at the end of the episode. We're going to see how that works out. And I'm very excited. I'm like, new things make me happy. New things make me excited. Little things like that, little bait and switches make me happy. But other than the podcast, other than talking to Mr. T-Bone, I'm great. We finally had a weekend where we weren't driving around the East Coast.
We weren't being Christopher Columbus of the East Coast.
Right. We were
no Sacagawea here.
No.
We were in Pocahontas on the trail.
No,
thank you.
We weren't on the Mayflower.
No, we were not on the move.
We weren't on the Nina, the Pinta, or the Santa Maria.
We were not. We were stationed here in New York for literally the first time in God knows how freaking long. Beautiful. Amazing.
Wonderful.
Perfect.
Had an NFL Sunday at home. Wow.
We did go to Newark, New Jersey on Friday.
Oh, yes.
To the Prudential Center to see Joe Coy with Samantha and Neil.
Thank you, Samantha and Neil.
And lo and behold, we got there. We had floor seats. Sorry, we had floor seating. Not a big deal. Literally at all. I was like, what section do we have to go to? And she was like, no, it's this way. And it was like to the floor seating. I was like, say what? That's so crazy. So we had the best weekend ever, like starting it off with love, laughter, and happily ever after.
Right.
So literally could only go up from there, and it did. It was so nice to be like stationed here this weekend.
Loved it. No, Joy Coy was awesome. Who is the Mr. Batch? King
Batch. King Batch. I'm sorry. I'm just enjoying a little bit of my apple cider here.
Ooh, delicious.
I'm so sorry if I'm taking a little bit of time. It's apple cider season. I'm not sure if you're aware because it's fall. So as I'm in my brown sweatshirt, so I'm very excited. I'm just enjoying all things fall.
Love it. Love it. King Batch. I seen his stuff on Instagram and TikTok a bunch of times. I did not know he's a stand-up comedian. He crushed it. Joe Coy crushed it. It was just a great night. Great show. I loved every minute of it, and I just love not traveling too. So it was awesome. Happy as can be. We were actually recuperated for the week for once, rather than more tired.
It does feel like that. It does feel like I have more energy to take on the week. How bizarre.
It's wild how that works.
It is weird how it works.
Exhaust yourself all weekend.
Yeah, but it's always fun when you exhaust yourself, because it's never not for a good time. It's never like we're not gonna have a good story coming out of an exhausting weekend.
Right.
So
it's never not like that.
Ever.
But yeah, other than that, I'm good. So if we skip over the football talk, we go straight into the WNBA playoffs.
Okay, and who knew that was happening?
Not me.
Not me, because I thought that the basketball people played in the March.
Yeah, but WNBA's been going on since about then.
Wait, does the WNBA and the NBA play at different times?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the WNBA they play more they play throughout the summer to now the playoffs start.
Why though?
So they don't compete with one another.
Oh, so they do it on purpose so they don't overlap for the NBA and WNBA? Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
And a lot of them share arenas.
Oh, I understand. Okay, so it's if it's a Friday night or Saturday night situation, then they wouldn't be able to. Okay, I like that. Right. I can jive with that.
So it's playoff time, baby.
Okay, so exciting.
One of the big series is the Connecticut Sun.
Yes, that had a couple of our peoples on it.
Possibly.
The Blondie, I think, was on the Connecticut Sun. I forget her name, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But Cameron Brink?
No, she's on the LA Sparks.
Someone was on the Connecticut Sun.
Was her name Dejanay Carrington?
It was not, but tell me more about Dejanay.
So the Connecticut Sun, they're facing off against Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever. Okay? And earlier on in the season, Dejanay Carrington, in a game against the Fever, earlier on in the season, she was seen mocking Caitlin Clark for flopping.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Okay. She whipped her head back because she said that's what Caitlin Clark. It's something that's very
a performative.
Yeah, something that's very common in sports. If your opponent is doing that, it's not crazy that she did that.
Right.
In fairness to her, turns out that she got in. That led to the Indiana Fever fans coming after her on social media for months, and
yikes.
Some of it turned racist. No question about it. To the point where she said that the Indiana Fever have the nastiest fans in the league. So it's interesting that they're facing off. And the game started, and immediately she poked Caitlin Clark in the eye. She went up to block a shot, and her hand ended up in Caitlin Clark's eye.
On purpose?
We may need to show you the video.
Okay.
To get your reaction.
Yeah, let's see this clip.
Right.
What would you say about it?
Caitlin Clark eye poke. I want you to see it so that you can get an opinion.
Opinion on this whole thing?
Yes.
I mean, I'm curious, and if not, then it's really bad timing for her to be doing that, huh? For her to be just poking her in the eye, right after all this controversies happening. I feel like that's definitely.
I should probably look on TikTok.
Oh, sure. Just make sure you turn the volume down so no one's oh my God, what's going on?
Right.
What's going on?
So that's how the game started off.
Yikes.
Let me show you. I have it right here.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so she goes to block the ball. Oh, okay. So I feel like she didn't necessarily poke her in the eye on purpose, but I do feel like she was bringing her hand down to hit her in the face.
Yes, exactly. Great analysis.
Thank you.
And that was exactly my same analysis. I don't know if she was aiming for her eye.
Yeah.
But she was definitely looking to hit her in the face. The ball was well passed.
I mean, 100%. There's no question about it.
And that's, once again, I don't think that has anything to do with Caitlin Clark. I think it's just playoff basketball. I think high intensity. You want to set the tone, be physical, and I get all that.
I do think it has something to do with Caitlin Clark, though. Like, I do think that if all that beef was going down between them and now all the fans are coming after her after her doing like a mockery act against Caitlin Clark, like I do feel like she was like wanting to, hurt her because like she obviously was clearly emotionally hurt if all the trolls are coming after her.
Yeah, but Caitlin Clark has also done that in this season as well to opponents of her own, like where opponents have flopped and she's like mocked them.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I think that that's why Dejanay like did that. Like I think that she was after Caitlin Clark. Like gotcha. I don't think that it's not a Caitlin Clark thing. I think that she was after Caitlin Clark because of all of the stuff that went down.
Yeah, fair.
You know?
Yeah, very interesting stuff.
Yeah.
But that's not where the story ends.
Oh, stop. Where does it go?
Well, like that's it for the Caitlin Clark part.
Oh, okay, so it ends there. For
Caitlin Clark, yes. While we're talking about Caitlin Clark, they broke records with this game. It's another example as why these players need to stop hating on Caitlin Clark because she's bringing the whole league and everything in just women's basketball to a whole nother level.
Okay.
This game had more viewers than the other 3 first-round games combined. So the other 3 games in the first round, this had more than all those combined. It was the most viewed WNBA basketball game since the 2000 finals.
Oh my God. I mean, it is the Caitlin Clark effect. Like it is. Like no one can deny it. That's amazing.
Right.
But it's amazing what she's doing for the sport. Like seriously, like and however, like rising tides raise all ships.
Exactly.
So it's like we should be celebrating that. Like I know it's like annoying, I'm sure, like for some of these players who have been in the league for like a little while. Like it's not like Caitlin Clark, or if you're up and coming and like you think that you're just as good or whatever. Regardless, whatever it is, she is bringing more eyes to the sport. So it is like a great thing that is happening. I mean, clearly the numbers show, the viewership shows.
100%. But the story continues more with Dejanay, not Caitlin in this.
Okay.
Dejanay is dating a player on the Connecticut Sun, the team that she's competing against.
The Indiana Fever?
Yes, I'm sorry. She's dating a player on the Indiana Fever.
I feel like that's not...
She's dating Alyssa Smith.
Oh, no.
They were teammates together back at Baylor.
Okay.
So they were actually seen leaving they play the games at the Mohegan Sun, the casino. They were seen leaving the casino and going home together after the game. They embraced after the game.
They embraced? What does that mean, they embraced?
You know, like they shake hands after.
Yeah.
Like they give each other a hug. And like Dejanay asked her if she was like mad at her.
Who won?
Good question.
Thank you.
I was too caught up in the drama and the relationships and the eye pokes that I didn't really check.
Okay, perfect. Amazing. Doesn't matter either way.
That's a double dose difference there.
Yeah, that is a double dose difference.
But what other sport can you get where like the teams that are competing against one another are dating?
I feel like it probably happens a lot in the WNBA.
Crazy.
But it is crazy because like I don't even like how do you even go to bed that night? You know what I mean? Like with your partner or whatever. I'd be like, fuck you. Like I won or we did it. You know what I mean? Like I would be like, I don't want to talk about the game. Like I don't want to even like look at you. I want to pretend like you don't even play basketball. Like I want to pretend like you're freaking working at Chick-fil-A. Like we have separate jobs. Like, right. You know, like what, like how do you feel you would be able to? I don't feel like I would be able to.
I'd still snuggle you.
Yeah, but like if we're like, what if like if my team beat your team in the game like we just played together, you would be like, F you.
You
like
call me a sore loser?
You are a sore loser. You are a sore loser.
Yeah, I am a sore loser.
Yeah, so I don't know if you would be able to snuggle at night. You know what I mean? Like you'd be like, you. Absolutely
Angry
not.
Snuggles.
Yeah, you'd be
Squeeze
like,
squeeze you.
No, yeah, literally like, fucking put me in a chokehold at that point.
But no other sport, no other league is giving you this right now. I'm sure maybe in women's soccer there's probably similar things, but that's the WNBA is fascinating like that.
It's beautiful in that way. It's amazing.
Yes.
Like it's
a storyline that no other sport can provide.
Yeah, it's honestly, and because I feel like, to be honest, like, not to make it all about this right now, but like I feel like maybe if like the NFL or the NBA was more open and like let people, you know, express themselves like a little bit more, like kind of how the WNBA does and how like women's soccer does, and a lot of I feel like women's sports do. we would be seeing this a lot more in men's sports. But I don't feel like men's sports is as forgiving or as open to forgiving is not the right word.
No, I know what you mean. Open.
As open, like in the media or whatever, like with all this. Like, I mean, it's literally just, it's what happens, you know, like it's just, and it's great for the drama. Like that's what everyone's missing out on. Like you're missing out on all of the drama. Right. Like here are these two players, like, they're dating one another. Like, how did they cook their last meal together? Like, what did they say? Did they talk strategy? Like, are they allowed to be in the same household the night before? Like,
is Alyssa Smith also talking shit about Caitlin Clark, or was she like, well, yo, don't hurt I poke our best player?
Right. Like, what? Like, I just like, are you also able to like separate, compartmentalize?
I don't know. Also, I think that's impossible to. Also, like, they definitely had the conversation when they got home. Like, Alyssa Smith has the answer on if it was on purpose or not.
Right.
So, like, imagine
she's like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck were you doing there?
Right. Also, I'm fascinated with the dynamic between Alyssa Smith and her teammates. Like, with, like, Caitlin Clark or, like, her other teammates. Like, what is she like in the locker room?
Right.
Like, what is that dynamic like?
Right, especially because like her girl is like such a big rival for the Indiana Fever.
Exactly. I'm
curious here. Maybe we should have her on. Maybe we should ask the important questions.
We should reach out.
We should definitely reach out.
That's not even the only relationship in the series. Two players on the Connecticut Sun, Dejanay's teammates, Alyssa Thomas and Dewana Bonner, they're engaged.
Bonaire, maybe? They're engaged?
They're engaged. So
amazing. Well, at least they're on the same team.
Right. Exactly.
That's great. That's great. At least they're on the same team.
But now I need to watch these series. I need to watch how these people interact with one another. I need to watch this.
Yeah, definitely. I will definitely be tuning in now that I know that they're like dating one another, like in the series at least. Like that's pretty crazy.
Crazy.
Thank you for bringing that.
Two relationships, one series. Who would have known?
Who would have known? And I'm sure there's more.
Right.
Thank you.
For sure. And in another story, this one's a positive story.
Love that.
Would you like to share? You basically, to set the stage, we were on the couch watching Monday Night Football last night. I look over at Miss Rachel, and you know when like your lady or whatever, you're watching a game or you're watching something on TV and you just hear the TikToks going.
Okay.
And then the TikToks stop and like she's like really focused on one, and then like you just hear sniffles and then she's full out on crying. That's what happened.
Yes, 100%. And that's what happened when I came across this video of was it a Liverpool video?
Yeah, Liverpool posted it.
It was Liverpool? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know it was them. I thought it was like Manchester, whatever.
Liverpool.
Okay, so Liverpool, the soccer club in England, posted a video on their TikTok of Curtis Jones, who is a player on the team, visiting Harry at his local place of work, his little coffee shop, a Liverpool fan with Williams syndrome, and surprised him with a whole day at Anfield. So I honestly like had no idea like what was even going on. Like I feel like throughout the whole video I was learning as I was going. Like basically what happens is this Liverpool player like comes into the coffee shop. He like surprises his fan. He's like, "Oh my God, like this is crazy." And he's like, "Oh, I actually like remember you from like a meet and greet like that we had like ages ago." And Harry, the fan, was like, "Oh my God, like no way." Like, and he just like the pure like love that he has, like not only for the soccer team, but for this player, like was just like so heartwarming, like just so pure. And I was like, "Oh my God, this is crazy." And he's like, "All right, like, come on, like you're coming with me for like this special day." And like the fact that Liverpool, like, first of all, like took the time and like really like got to know like this young man, Harry, and he said that like during like all of the games, like he does something with like the flag, so they like had a flag for him. He got to be introduced to other players. He toured the grounds. He was also invited back before the game to shoot a penalty shot in front of the packed crowd. So afterwards,
whole celebration.
Oh my God, they did the whole celebration. Like I cannot start talking about it anymore. I can't stop. I have to stop talking about it because I will literally start crying again. Like it was the sweetest video ever, and I loved it so much because it just like shows that like when you put your time into like the right things, like beauty comes out of it. And I was just like, this is so amazing. Like this fan, like getting treated this way, like this is how all fans should be treated, but like especially special ones, just like Harry, who like got to have this like such a unique and special moment, like with like his favorite team, like a moment he'll never forget. And he made the penalty shot. Like it was just like, I was a freaking bucket of tears. Like I was the fucking Atlantic Ocean over here. Like I was just sobbing. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. I don't even know if you were crying or if you were listening. Like, I was like, this is crazy.
Oh, definitely shed a tear. Like obviously it's just an amazing story. Like they did, like obviously a lot of teams, a lot of players do stuff like this, but I think this is probably one of the most well executed ones I've seen, just because like the players, like Curtis Jones, but also like Conte, a player that was at the stadium when they brought Harry over and stuff. Like everyone seemed bought in. Like they were like Curtis Jones goes into the coffee shop and like he has a whole thing. Like he's not just like, I'm here to take you to Anfield.
Right.
He like makes the interaction like seem natural. Like, wait, like I remember you.
Right.
Like you're Harry. Like
right.
Like, and then they get to the stadium and like the other player Conte is like Harry, like how are you? Like I heard all about you. Like, and like it just seemed very natural, and that everyone was like very much bought into the whole day and everything, which was awesome. But like the other part I loved about it is like this is what I try to get across like in this podcast. Like we focus a lot on like money and like drama and everything, but like this is like really what sports is about. Truly, like everyone can be a fan, and like it means sports just is like that's why I love sports, honestly, is because it brings people together more than anything else I can think of in the world. I guess music, but like even still, like people like whatever. I just love the way sports brings people together, like, and it can give people lifelong memories like this. And it's just awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a great video. I'm so happy that my TikTok led me into the correct algorithm to come across it. I was over the moon for it. So congratulations, Liverpool, for being a great team and for doing that for one of your incredible fans, because that was awesome. Moving on, let's get into our Double D's threes this week. Again, like we said, we're doing things a little bit different this episode, since we're really we were front heavy with the topics with Ty that we moved to the back of the episode. So now we're just going to run through all that stuff. And if you're new here, hi. And second, this is one of our segments that we do every week. This is the Double D's threes, just basically where we rank things from 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, whatever. It could be literally 3 of anything. It could be the 3 worst, the 3, well, I won't even say worst because I don't want to put in a negative. The 3 best things that you ate that day, or the 3 most memorable seltzers that you've ever had, or
the 3 weird people you saw at the gym that week.
Yeah. Anything comes and anything goes. So, Nate, why don't you take it away with your Double D's threes this week?
This is something that I don't know if we've done for a Double D's three. It's gonna be more collaborative. You
know how much I love collaboration.
I found a list of the top jersey sales in the NFL.
Okay, I literally knew that you were going to do this and make me rank them. I was like, should I even make a Double D's threes? Because you said it, and I was like, I wonder if I'm going to be ranking them.
You're going to be ranked? Oh, I want to see if you can guess them.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
All 3 of these people.
Okay.
Go for it. Top 3 jersey sales.
I don't know the 3 people.
You try to guess.
Oh, guess the 3 people jersey sales of all time?
No, just this year.
This year? What do you mean this year? Like this year as in like last season?
This season.
Or this season already?
This season.
Aaron Rodgers.
He is...
Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes.
No, Patrick Mahomes on the list. Travis Kelce is not in the top 5. Neither is Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, Patrick Mahomes... I'll say, oh my God, I don't even know who else like that would be like big enough. Like Lamar Jackson?
No.
Okay, Patrick Mahomes, Christian McCaffrey?
Nope.
Patrick Mahomes.
Think of a younger guy. Is the reason why I want to go to one of the Patriots games to go see him play at Gillette.
Drake May?
No, he doesn't play for the Patriots. I want to see him when he comes to Gillette and play.
I have no idea. Take it away.
CJ Stroud.
What?
I mean,
okay, that's random to me.
That makes a lot of sense. Houston, it's a big city.
Oh, and Caleb Williams is definitely on there.
No, that's a great guess.
Okay,
Aiden Hutchinson in Detroit.
Okay, I never would have guessed him, and like he just seems very random. They all seem so random except for Patrick Mahomes. Like I don't really know if I believe this list at all. Not Travis Kelce?
No.
I don't know. I feel like this list is a little bit fabricated. I feel like there are two Kansas City Chiefs up there because I definitely feel like the Taylor Swift girls are buying like the Travis Kelce stuff and the Patrick Mahomes of it all.
Well, Patrick Mahomes number 2, CJ Stroud is number 1, and that makes perfect sense. He's like the young stud quarterback. Quarterbacks always sell more jerseys.
Okay.
And he's a second-year player. He played very well last year as a rookie. Like had a record-setting season, so it makes sense. And Houston has new jerseys. Their team does.
Okay.
So it makes sense that their fans...
People are checking in. Okay, now Aiden Hutchinson. Like, I never would have ever guessed that.
Aiden Hutchinson's... The Lions also have new jerseys.
Okay.
He's a star for them, for Detroit Lions. And they've literally never had expectations this high going into a season. So people are getting between him
But I wouldn't say...
And he's a local kid.
I wouldn't say out of everybody, though. Like, that just seems way too crazy to me. Like, that there's that much of people that are buying those jerseys in particular. Like, I don't think so.
The number 4 player is also a Detroit Lion player, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Amon-Ra, I understand because of he was on the Netflix show.
Yep.
So I could see that. Like, I know that name, but like, no, I don't know if I totally believe this.
Okay, well, number 3, Aiden Hutchinson. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes, and number 1, CJ Stroud.
That didn't seem fun to me. I feel like I demand a do-over. Thanks. My top 3 would be of what I think is Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, and Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
Perfect.
Dope.
Or maybe Braxton Berrios.
Nobody buys Braxton Berrios.
Yeah, I'm just putting in all the. I'm putting all the girls' jerseys. You bet what? Say it.
I bet if you go into on their website, they don't even sell Braxton Berrios jerseys.
I bet you they do.
You have to get them custom made, I'm sure.
No, I'm sure you can buy a Braxton Berrios jersey.
Doubtful.
So my double D3s this week are fall fashion, all the things that are new, and for the things that I'm excited to wear.
Ooh.
And this also coincides with the fact that, yes, I am wearing brown and black together, a combo that people, were so against growing up. Like, I feel like they're like, you can never wear brown and black or, navy and whatever, or white after Labor Day, those, dumb rules. And, or mixed metals, you can never do silver and gold, whatever. I fully do not agree with this at all. If it looks good, I'm wearing it together. There's been plenty of times that I've worn brown and black together. I actually think that they I think that they look nice together. To be honest with you, I don't think that they look bad at all. It's very bizarre to me that anyone has ever put that into our minds. It must have been someone who didn't look good in brown and wanted to wear black, you know? So I don't think so. So anywho, going into my fashion trends that I'm excited to wear into fall. So number 3, I'm going to start off with soccer jerseys or rugby, things of this nature. I like them. It's kind of a big transitional piece because you can't really wear them when it gets a little bit colder in the fall. You can really only wear them with a pant or a long short and boots. So I love them. I think that they're so effortless and so cool. And cool, but I mean literally as well. When we went to Central Park, I wore a soccer jersey, and I was I would literally be hotter. I feel like if I took this off and just had my sports bra on because the sun was so hot. Because the soccer jersey was white and the sports bra I was wearing was black, and the soccer jersey was so breathable. It was so nice. I loved it. Number 2, I'm going to go with suede is back. Suede is starting to make its way. I do have a blue suede jacket in my closet that I haven't worn in a while, but I'm really looking into getting a light, a tan or perhaps a chocolate brown collared suede jacket with a zip in the front. Or maybe not even a zip in the front, but something that's definitely clean, straight to the point. I want something that, you know, feels like it's vintage, but isn't vintage, you know? And that's definitely my number 2. Some suede jacket, some suede situation. And then number 1, of course, is just a pair of, you know, oversized denim, some baggy denim. I have really been leaning into my baggy denim my baggy denim era. I just feel like I've never felt more like myself and more confident than when in a jean that doesn't fucking hug my calves, because I used to feel like I was just like, what goes with this? Like, I would look like a literal jabroni. Like, if I would have those on like Converse or like put my Uggs on, like, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, when I wore skinny jeans in high school, it's like literally what I'm referring to, like, absolutely god awful. And so I'm so here for like the baggy pant, and like I just feel like it's very flattering. It's so comfortable. Like, I am loving them, so I'm very excited. So here I go. My soccer jerseys or jerseys of really any sort, suede and baggy pants.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. The jerseys. Does it matter if they're looser fit, tighter fit?
What do you mean?
Like, so like from a female perspective, like I've seen girls like wear soccer jerseys where it's really tight and they roll it up.
Yeah.
Or even like any jerseys, like really.
I think it depends. You know, it depends upon the fit. Depends upon the outfit. Like I kind of I'm ready for either. Like I like adding that in. I feel like it's like a fun touch of like conversation piece. Yeah. I feel like you can really add in like a bunch of color into your wardrobe that way. So I think it's very fun. And it's like new for me. Like I've never had like jerseys before. So it's like a whole new world. Like now that I have your closet to shop in, I'm like, this is amazing. So now it's like double the closet.
Love it.
Except for the one time like I tried like your pants on. Like I was like, oh, like let me just see how like big these are. Ha ha ha, they fit. And like they kind of fit me like a little. And I was just like, I'm absolutely like so upset. Like I could never shop in your closet again. Like I like refuse. And I live to tell the tale. Like funny enough.
Well, I think those are like skinny jeans.
See, skinny jeans don't look good on anybody.
Yeah, I guess not.
We're not here for skinny jeans.
Ready?
Yes. It's time!
It's time!
To get into our sick puppy and interesting cat of the week.
So, once again, for new individuals, it is episode 101, so I must restate my theory here. I have a firm belief, I have a firm theory that there's 2 types of people in this world, and of course it's a spectrum, but everyone falls somewhere in the spectrum. One side is sick puppy, the other side is interesting cat. Everyone you know, including yourself, falls somewhere on that spectrum. And so this segment, our Sick Puppy Interesting Cat segment, is where I bring to you a sick puppy and an interesting cat of the week. Sometimes multiple for each. But this week we only have one of each.
Amazing. It's very rare that we only have one of each.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite. I love it.
Me too. It's fun.
Sick puppy. Don't know how to say his name. Milutin Osmajak.
Oh, amazing. Great
He's
job.
A soccer player in the 2nd division in England. He plays for Preston North End, and he could face a lengthy ban because he, I don't know why I said alleged here, he bit the back of Owen Beck.
He bit his Beck.
Exactly. He literally bit him in like the back of the shoulder here.
The back of the shoulder?
During a game on Sunday in England.
Yeah, you showed me this video, and it's like actually like so bizarre to me, like, I just could never imagine like physically biting a stranger, like someone like you're playing with. Like right. It's like, you know, when like kids, when kids get in trouble when they're like, oh, they're a biter, like they're a biter or something like that. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean? Like if they're like in like a nursery right. or preschool, like, yeah, like got in trouble for biting. Like that was never me. Cause like I could never imagine like looking at somebody else, like one of my friends, like I'm playing with, like we're playing Legos or whatever the hell, Barbies. And like, I'm like, give me that arm. I got to bite it, you know, right. Like, especially now that you're in like a professional game, like you're moving, you're running, like I would be nervous. I would chip a damn tooth. These things are way too expensive. My parents spent way too much money on braces for me to be just biting random people.
Right. So
absolutely not.
It's also one of those soccer things where it's like people bite people in soccer, and I don't know why. Like, or like they headbutt or whatever. Like soccer is just one of this. I love soccer, but it's one of those weird things where like I know they can't use their hands on the ball, but like
you don't have to use your mouth.
Right. Like Luis Suarez has done it a couple times.
Bizarre.
Or like Zinedine Zidane like headbutt a guy one time in a World Cup final. It's just interesting how they choose not to use their hands when attacking their opponent physically as well.
Yeah, no thanks.
Interesting.
I was our sick puppy.
Interesting cat of the week. A returning interesting cat.
Oh, no.
Is Mr. Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, my God. He literally was just on.
The head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. Why is he an interesting cat this week? It's because one of his players, Joey Bosa, went on a podcast last week and said that he has seen his coach, Jim Harbaugh, go into the cold plunge with his clothes on. Like, that's one of the things with Jim Harbaugh is that he's always, no matter what, he's always in, like, his not, like, his gear. It's, like, basically his costume. He always wears khakis, a polo, and sneakers.
Wait, he went into the cold plunge with his sneakers
It wasn't just
on?
a one-time thing. It's, like, a thing that he does.
Why?
He goes into the cold plunge with his garb. Like...
But isn't that, like, not helpful? What? Quote.
Shirt still tucked in, and he's just sitting there.
No, stop.
Unquote.
Stop. That is freaky. That is bizarre.
Yeah. Interesting cat.
But, like, do you get more cold after? Is that why? Like,
It's part of his shtick. He's always just in khakis and a polo tucked in.
Oh, my God. He's like Jake from State Farm.
Yes.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I do not subscribe. That's not for me. Not for me. Well, thank you.
Right.
Thank you for bringing that. That's extremely interesting. He just seems like a very wild card, like, character. I'm just like, I don't know what I would do in a room with him. You know, I'd be like, what's going on? Like, are you okay? Blink twice if you need help. But other than that, thank you so much for giving us a great sick puppy and interesting cat. Let's get into our pick'ems. I feel like we're just, like, rounding off some segments right now.
Yeah, pick'ems.
Feels weird because, like, we did the first half of the episode already, but it's like we're not, like, this is not normal. So it's like we're getting used to it. We're getting into it.
Pick 'em. We both actually you went 1-2 last week. I went 2-1.
Yikes.
Overall season records: you're 3-6. I'm 5-4. I'm trying to stay in the winning ways. You have to turn things around.
Yeah, I'm not good at playing pick'ems. It's basically where you just, like, pick who's gonna win each game of the NFL week that week. And I'm not doing good, so this time around I'm gonna go with a new tactic.
What's that?
And I'm picking 3 underdogs and picking only the people that have plus signs to win. So the Rams versus the Bears. The Rams are plus 2.5. I'm going with the Rams. The Vikings versus the Packers. The Vikings are plus 2.5. I'm going with the Vikings. The Steelers versus the Colts. The Colts are plus 1.5. I'm going with the Colts, and that's my picks.
I love it.
Rams, Vikings, Colts.
Rams, Vikings, Colts. Mm-hmm. I actually like those picks.
Thank you.
Nothing
I've been doing has been working, so that's just the way I'm gonna rock and the way I'm gonna roll. So
love it.
Thank you.
So I have 4 picks here. I think that I have to get it down to. I have to get it down to 3 picks, and so I think I have it. I'm here. Pick number 1, the Detroit Lions minus 3.5 against the Seattle Seahawks. Detroit's good. Seattle, I think, has overachieved a bit. The Patriots took them to overtime in week 2, so they can't be that great. Detroit, they've gotten off to a bit of a slow start. They won this past week in dramatic fashion, but I think they really haven't looked themselves. I think they'll pick it up and stay in the winning ways, but dominate this game. Next up, the Cleveland Browns at the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm taking the Cleveland Browns plus 0.5 point. Yes, they've struggled. Yes, Deshaun Watson isn't that great, but they still have one of the best defenses in the league. And the Las Vegas Raiders are falling apart at the seams. And their head coach, Antonio Pierce, called out players after the game, saying that they were making certain business decisions and not playing hard.
Oh, great.
He was referring to specific players that didn't want to tackle during the game. They literally ran away from a tackle. His name is Jack Jones, former Patriot. He was released from the Patriots because he's a pain in the ass. And so it's no surprise that he's also being a pain in the ass in Las Vegas.
Yikes.
So I think that they're just falling apart in Vegas. And Cleveland, although they have their issues, I think they will come out victorious in Las Vegas.
Well, you better hope so.
I do hope so. And then lastly, the Cincinnati Bengals -4.5 at the Carolina Panthers. This is one of the most interesting games of the week because we talk about it with Ty, but the Carolina Panthers, they replaced their quarterback, Bryce Young, with veteran quarterback Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton was originally drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals. So he played for the Bengals for a long time. He was their quarterback for a long, long time.
Got it.
So it's kind of like a revenge game for him.
Okay.
But I think he's going to lose. I think the Bengals are going to get the first win of the season. They've obviously don't have a win yet. They've been underachieving. And I think Carolina, sure, they won last week, but they're not as good as they showed. Bengals -4.5. So those are my picks. Bengals -4.5, Cleveland plus 0.5 point, and the Lions -3.5.
Thank you. Perfect. Let's get into things you may have missed. Just a brief little synopsis of things you may have missed. They don't have to necessarily be topics. Just like a little bit of bang, bang, chow.
I'm skipping the first one because that's going to be my Double D Series next week.
Amazing.
So moving on to number 2 is Damar Hamlin.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yes, he was the one who had the heart attack on the field.
On Monday Night
Buffalo.
Football.
Last year.
I think it was 2 years ago at this point.
2 years ago.
But yeah, Damar Hamlin, he suffered a heart attack on the field during Monday Night Football 2 years ago. It was his first Monday Night Football game since then. And things come full circle because he got his first career interception.
Cute.
On Monday Night Football.
I love that. Good for you, Damar. Way to turn things around, literally. Go you.
The next thing, we mentioned it with Ty, but worth mentioning again, Brett Favre announces that he has Parkinson's disease while he was testifying before Congress today.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Like, I just don't understand, like, why. Just weird.
We
talk more about it with Ty, so.
Just from a health standpoint, I hope he is okay and they figure out a way to make his have his Parkinson's under control and keep his quality of life as high as possible for as long as possible. Arch Manning, the nephew of Eli Manning and Peyton Manning, started his first game as quarterback at Texas this past weekend.
So it's a big deal, right? Because now the NFL will be scouting him.
Yeah, I mean, he's already on their radar. He started because the starting quarterback Quinn Ewers is hurt.
Maybe he poisoned him.
No, I think they're good friends. I think
maybe he poisoned him.
Maybe he poisoned him. Maybe we'll go with that one.
Amazing.
But interesting. The first look at Archie Manning, obviously dominated. They played a very far inferior opponent. But good to see. Good to see another Manning around.
Messi played at Yankee Stadium this past weekend. David Beckham was in attendance, which is so exciting and so amazing that he was in our hood. I mean, that's also why we had to just, keep it on the low over here because we need to be one with David Beckham.
Did you see the New York City fans, FC fans, like on the streets as the Miami bus pulled up?
I did not.
They made it like incredibly hostile for them. Like they were like chanting and like they were like the bus couldn't even get through.
Oh my God, who even knew we had like a huge soccer base here?
I honestly, it seems as though New York has one of the strongest soccer fans, and like
maybe they just like pulled out. They were like, we got to pull out all the stops because Messi's coming here. He doesn't know who he's messing with. Messi.
Yeah, apparently. So that was very interesting. Very interesting. That's something that I wish I was on top of. I would have loved to go see that game.
I would have liked to see it too, but I honestly don't think that we would have won.
Okay.
Because we like to view things like that from the comfort of the couch because it feels like that would have been super, super intense and that the ticket prices would have been really, really intense as well.
Yes.
So that's probably why. That's not in the budget. Unless they want to come and sponsor us and have us there, New York FC. Like, I am actually a huge fan. I would love to block Messi's bus from entering the field. So call us. Call me.
Could always be bought.
Yeah, we could always be bought. Amazing.
We talked a couple weeks ago about Will Levis, the quarterback for the Tennessee Titans, for having a new girlfriend that was on The Bachelor or Bachelorette.
Yeah, she was on The Bachelor, Victoria Fuller.
Yeah, so his ex-girlfriend, Gia Duddy, also has moved on. She's now dating Denver Nuggets player
Denver Nuggets is basketball.
Yep, Christian Brown.
Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these girls who stay with athletes, it's just their type, you know? They just love an athlete.
Andrew Schultz has said this, and I think it's the most true thing ever. There's like one group of girls, I think he put a number on. I think he said like 1,000 girls. And like those 1,000 girls just get passed around by like all the athletes in America.
Oh, 100%. I mean, but it's like, then again, it's 1,000 athletes, and all those athletes gets passed around by 1,000 girls.
Right. It's just like one.
It depends on how you view it.
Right. Well, either way, it's one common like.
Just a group who's attracted to each other. Well, it's just like, you know, one type of group is going to be attracted to another. It's like people who like watch anime type of thing. You know what I mean? Like they're going to be meeting other people at Comic-Con. Just like she's going to be meeting people. She's going to be meeting her mans at courtside. During his game. She's going probably to the places that he is, you know?
Right.
It's like when you want to meet someone, you have to go to their environment, go to where they are, you know? Like, he's not going to be at the Tennessee Titans game. Why would she hang around there anymore?
Right.
She's got to go somewhere bigger and better.
Right.
The Denver Nuggets.
Right.
Colorado Nuggets.
Makes sense.
Whatever.
Makes sense. NHL preseason has started. We're going to the game Thursday.
We are going to the game on Thursday. I'm so excited. We'll have to make a little video about it.
Me too. One thing I want to talk more about next week, but I'll mention briefly now, is Jeremy Swayman is holding out from Bruins camp.
Wow.
They're still in contract negotiations.
Not good.
The Bruins are absolutely butchering this negotiation. Like I said, this has already been a long enough episode, and we still have more to go. So we will get more into that. But just know that he is holding out, and know that I think that it's the Bruins' fault as to why he is holding out.
Should have kept the other guy.
Olmark?
We'll talk about it next week. We'll talk about it next week.
Also, the other thing about hockey is that, remember how we talked about how Utah was going to have a new team?
Yes.
And I gave you all the names that they could possibly pick from?
Yes.
They never picked any of those names yet.
Did they pick a name?
They're the Utah Hockey Club.
Okay, that's so losery. Utah Hockey Club, like, you can do better than that. Like, literally, it's like the first time Utah's getting a hockey team. Like, oh my God, so exciting, blah, blah, blah. Like, what's your name? What's your name? And they're like, the Utah Hockey Club. You're like, yeah, but what's your name? The Utah Hockey Club. Just as, it's like, it's as good as Utah can get. You know what I mean? Like, this is insane. You couldn't put your two fucking brains together over in Utah? You couldn't freaking put a couple Mormons together to think about it? The Utah Ice, the Utah Yetis, the Utah freaking snowmobiles, the Utah Mormons. Stupid.
Kyrie Irving unveiled his first Hella apparel collection during an Art of Movement fashion show at Anta Arena store in Shenyang, China.
I'm interested to see what this collection's all about. It seems like he loves to make announcements in China.
He does. It's
bizarre.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe he's one with the people.
Nike has a new CEO, Elliot Hill.
Who started as an intern and went all the way, worked his way up to the top for like 30-something years. What an inspiring story. What an American dream, seriously. But what a freaking grind. Like, you started, but that's what happens, like, I feel like way back when still. It's like if you stay, like, at a company, like, I feel like there's no companies like that anymore. Or if, like, they are, it's like, I guess they're still, like, on the way, but it's like, I feel like that's not, like, a thing anymore. Like, start as an intern, end up as the CEO, like, that's not a thing.
It's not as common as it used to be, no.
Right. So, good for you, Elliot Hill. Kudos and congratulations. You worked hard enough.
100%.
Good job, Elliot. Mr. Hill. Good job. I went to go like that.
I know we're a week behind on this one, but I don't care. Dance with the Stars has started, and there's two athletes on it, Danny Amendola and Dwight Howard. I'm
interested to see how they do.
Yeah.
We don't really watch Dancing with the Stars.
No, but I always think it's interesting when there's athletes on it.
I feel like we should start. I honestly liked watching Dancing with the Stars. I always pop in and out of it a couple of times, but it's fun.
The problem with those shows, they drag it out.
I know, the commercial breaks.
You have to record and then watch it after.
Yeah,
because
then it's 15 minutes long when the whole recording was like an hour.
Right. It's like they'll do the whole lead up to, for example, Danny Amendola. Like, they'll show him practicing all week, and then they'll go to commercial. And then they'll show the dance, and they'll go to commercial. Then they'll show the score, and then they'll go to commercial. And then they'll get his reaction, and they'll go to commercial.
I know.
And then do it for the next person.
Cable TV, that's what it's all about. They need to get their ad money.
Right.
So annoying. Got to get that streamed.
And then lastly, Kith, they're dropping their NFL collection on Friday. Last year they did it a little bit for every team, but I think they shortened the list this year, and they're only focusing on 4 or 5 teams.
Still, your team got the shit end of the stick. The Patriots never get a good one, or if any, at that point. Like they never do like a good collab with them. Like you need more gear. Like help a guy out.
I do have good gear. I have championship gear from throughout the years.
Okay, well now in the interim, while you're not going to get championship gear, you should at least get gear that's a little bit swagged, you know?
Okay.
So.
Tell me I have no swag?
No, I think that you have swag. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like they should incorporate some funner pieces for the Patriots.
Right.
But they don't do anything fun like that.
And then actually, before we get into things to watch, things you may have missed. The reason why I'm wearing my Portugal jersey is that there are extreme wildfires going on right now in Portugal. A huge part of the country north of Lisbon, the northern region. A lot of it is in flames. So thoughts and prayers go out to the people of Portugal. It's a very small country, so I know we have forest fires here in America too, and that takes nothing away from what goes on here, but it just hits really close to home. Just scrolling on Twitter, looking it up, it's very scary. We've driven through those roads, we've driven through those highways, and just to see it all up in flames is absolutely crazy.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yes, seriously. Things to watch. NFL, obviously. I already mentioned the Bengals-Panthers game, but another game I'm really excited to watch is the Bills versus Ravens game. Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson.
Sure.
Next up, college football. No big games really stuck out to me, but still going to tune in. And then the President's Cup, the golf tournament. So President's Cup. It's a golf tournament. It takes place every 2 years. It's 12 Americans versus 12 international players not from Europe, because in the gap between those 2 years, there's the Ryder Cup where it's just U.S. versus Europe. So no Europeans in this tournament. It's U.S. versus any other international people. So Canadians, Asians, African, Australian, South American.
Is it PGA Tour or no?
It's Live in PGA Tour.
Together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Yeah. And it's taking place in Montreal, Quebec.
Amazing.
At the Royal Montreal Golf Club.
Oh, well, have fun in Quebec, everybody. And thank you guys for listening to this first half of episode 1 on Cam Newton. If you would like to take it away to Ty, introduce him a little bit and give everyone a little teaser before they listen to part 2.
Absolutely. This conversation, this interview with Mr. Ty T-Bone Calitri is brought to you by none other than the Double Dose Podcast hats, the Drama of Sports Club hats. You can get yours today at the doubledosepod.com, the doubledosepod.com. It's one size fits all. As you can see here, we have them on our heads now. The front side is a custom design made by yours truly over here sitting to my right. And the back also has our handle for all things social media. It's a great fit. It's a comfortable fit. And we actually made a few sales this week. So the inventory really is getting down. And so get your hat today. Support and
small business.
Get swaggy.
Yes.
Let's turn it over to Mr. Ty T-Bone Calitri.
Woo!
Joining us now is a gentleman and a scholar, originally from Connecticut, more specifically Northwest Catholic quarterback. Then he... I'm sorry?
Go Indians.
Go Indians. Are they still called Indians?
No, they're the Lions now.
Nice.
They folded. We're still the Chieftains, not a big deal. But it's not about us. It's about you. After a small little stint at the University of Rhode Island, he transferred over to Endicott College, where he was a dominant cornerback and a team captain his senior year, Mr. Ty Calitri.
Who's on for the second time.
He was actually our first guest ever. First guest ever. He's back.
He's back.
First guest ever, but first time properly. Last time we had him on. It was just on a speakerphone against a microphone, really jank style to record. But now he's back. He's here. We have you on because you are a Jets fan. You are, even though you're my best friend, you are an enemy. And but with all that being said, out of all our friends that are Jets fans, you are probably the most even-keeled, easiest Jets fan to talk to. So don't make me regret having you on. Ty, how are you?
Well, what an intro. My
That was
goodness.
a great intro.
Yeah, you know.
My goodness. So you prepping that all day?
No. Honestly, it just came to me. I just love you. It's just right there at the top of my tongue. Whenever anyone asks about T-Bone, I have it right there.
And he's the first guest into the 100th episodes, into our next round, our next run of 100.
Second century.
So you are first in our first century, second in second century. It's only right to have you on for 101.
Wow.
Do you think?
Thank you.
So, don't know if you listen all the time, but do you know how I give a player who wore that jersey number of the episode?
Yeah.
Should I do like 100? Should I do like 100 and someone that wore the number 1, like 100 and Cam Newton?
Yeah, I heard you guys discussing this on 100.
Thank you.
But yeah, I think that's the move. I think you just gotta, obviously there's no 101s out there.
I know, that would be crazy. And then you can't just give stats. That would be gross.
Unless it was like a significant record. Like Wilt Chamberlain on episode 100, that was cool.
Yeah.
I think you gotta go 100 but you can't repeat.
100%. And if he does repeat, then we need to do something crazy. If he does repeat and doesn't know, we need to what did you say?
Replace him.
100%. And so if he does that, you have full power to come on as the co-host for the next episode. Yeah, it'll be a tie takeover. 100%. You get suspended. You go on the bench. You go onto the bench. You go onto the bench.
Right.
That's fair. That's fair. But let's cut right to it. The New York Jets gave the New England Patriots a good old-fashioned ass whipping, which I predicted would happen. Just put that out there. But what was your opinion of the game? How did it make you feel? What's it like to actually see the Jets beat the Patriots in New York for once? First time in 8 years.
Weird. I was watching with Brannigan. We went out in Boston before the game, got dinner, wearing Jets. Both of us had Jets hoodies on. Not a single person said a word to us, which was a little weird. I think Patriots fans are down that bad where they won't even talk shit.
That's crazy. No one said anything to you in Boston the night of the game?
Yep. Walked to a bar, got dinner, had drinks there, walked back right before the game. Not a single person chirped.
It's actually kind of crazy that you guys went out to dinner
I was
Jets
disappointed.
gear. You were ready. You were ready to talk shit. Oh my God, that's such a Jets fan thing to do, I feel like, too. They're ready for someone to finally say something. They could say something back, and no one says a damn word.
Yep.
No one says a word. Yeah, your whole life
we thought
for this
about
moment.
watching it out in Boston just so we could talk shit, but we also wanted to hear the game.
Oh my God, that would be crazy. I know, I feel like everyone would be... You couldn't hear over their cries, I'm sure. Well, how were you watching it? It was a big game. You were at your crib, or you decided to go somewhere even more, a little more intimate, or?
No, we were in the church, just Ryan and I, full volume.
That is amazing. And how did it feel? Because I was with someone who was an actual mute the entire game, did not say one single word. I have never been watching a game with Nate, and he didn't say a word, and that's how I knew it was so bad. He was so upset and disappointed because he was, and watching, I'm like, you don't have to watch it. It's okay. Don't pay as much attention. He's just watching, literally, it's like watching your city burn down or burn
you have
alive.
To watch. If you're a diehard, you have to watch. Yeah, I've done it for 30 years. I've watched it. Essentially, they've always sucked, but you have to do it.
I'm crying. So how do you feel they played? Are you so happy that Aaron Rodgers did it? He did the damn thing?
Yeah, it's great to see him back. He looks good. Moved around really well. Got hit a couple times. The best part about it was all his Jets teammates standing up for him. He got hit out of bounds a couple times. Nothing really dirty. But stuff where he's running out of bounds, somebody falls on his ankle, his Achilles, and all his teammates are ready to fight for him, which is good to see this early in the season. So it seems like they're all playing for each other, which is important in only week 3. So we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully they don't jet at some point.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. So what is the realistic expectation for the season? What would you consider a successful season for the New York Jets?
Probably a playoff win.
Okay.
It's been forever since they've made it, but I think Patriots are cooked. Dolphins don't look like they're in a good spot. Bills are very impressive, but I think it's New York and Buffalo for the division. And if they get in the playoffs, they have to win one.
That would be amazing. What would you do to celebrate?
I don't know. I think I'll actually be in Columbia for week 1 of the playoffs. And I was thinking about that. I was like, fuck, if the Jets have a home playoff game, I'm going to miss it.
Well, you won't be able to watch it?
I'll be able to watch it, but I won't be able to go to it.
Oh, because you wanted to attend it.
Mm-hmm. That's all right.
Do you know that it would for fact be in New York?
If
no, they'd have to do that.
Oh, I understood.
They have to do better than the Dolphins and the Bills.
So it's really the Bills that you're worried about.
Yeah, right now it looks like, the Bills look insane.
Yeah, I saw Josh Allen jump over other people like last week or something like that, and that's like absolutely bananas to me that someone can jump over another human body. So
I tried it one time in a football game.
Yeah, and did it work, or did you end up on the fucking ground?
Landed on my head.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, truly. Well, I have a question about the Jets game because there was a moment between Salah and Aaron Rodgers where I don't know if Salah's going in for a hug and Aaron Rodgers like pushing him off. Like, what the hell happened? Like, what do you think went down? What do you think words were said? Like, how do you take that interaction?
To me, it looked like Salah was ready to celebrate. But it was the first quarter or early second quarter?
It was after their first touchdown.
I think Rodgers was just kind of telling them to shut the fuck up. They got a long way to go.
And is that normal? Like, is that weird for the quarterback to do to the coach? Because, like, I have never seen something like that happen in my life.
Especially a vet QB like him. Like, he's essentially a coach. I don't think it's strange. Like,
were you, hyped up?
About that?
Yeah, like, did that bother you at all? Like, were you like, wait, that's so crazy that happened?
No, we kind of just looked at each other and like, what was that? But brushed it off.
Do you think that there's beef in the locker room?
No, not at all. I like that. That's the narrative, though.
Oh, here we go. He's like ready to be such an underdog over here.
Yeah, I like that's the narrative.
The Jets are going to win the Super Bowl in his mind. Mm-hmm. Do you think that they really could?
I think they have a good enough roster too, yeah.
To win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Like,
if they stay
imagine
healthy, like very good O-line. If Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, good weapons, great defense.
Is the O-line good?
Yeah, O-line is good. Morgan Moses got hurt. The right tackle's out for 2 to 4. But they did draft the first round tackle.
The left tackle, the guy that they got in free agency, he looked a bit shaky.
Tyron Smith?
Yes.
I didn't think he looked too bad.
Really? He got walked a couple times.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's right. I did it to you every week in practice, but not a big deal.
Okay. Don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous.
Right.
Do you is this Aaron Rodgers last year, or did he say he's going to do a couple of years?
He hasn't committed, but he's alluded to him not doing a one and done. Seems like he wants to play a couple of years.
Because the reason I ask is there's a former Jet quarterback currently dominating elsewhere in Minnesota, Mr. Sam Darnold. I could see that possible reunion in the future working out for the Jets.
I wouldn't hate that. He's playing unreal.
He's playing unreal. I didn't realize he's only
young,
27 years old.
26?
Yeah, 26, 27.
Oh, man.
He's younger than Josh Allen.
He got drafted. I think he was 20 when he got drafted, or 21. So he's been in the league for a minute, but he's still very young. He's got a lot of football ahead.
A lot of football.
So how are you feeling about Sauce, Garrett Wilson? Because and they both played, right? All I know is big names. So On the Jets and such. So how do you feel like they did? Like, I know that was it between Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers? Like, they had like a little bromance where it was like he was like so sad when that whole Achilles thing happened.
Yeah,
obviously everyone was sad, but was it Sauce or was it Garrett Wilson?
Oh, they're both sad, but Garrett Wilson was more impacted because he's a receiver, so he's the guy that Rodgers throws to, so he has to rely on the quarterback to get him the ball.
So how are you feeling now that the dynamic duo or whoever is back? Like, how are they playing all together? Like, you're happy. Are you not happy?
Yeah, I think they got to try to find a way to get Garrett Wilson the ball more, which Aaron Rodgers has said, but it's tough. Like, Patriots doubled him all night. They had Christian Gonzalez pretty much following him around with safety help, so it's really hard to get him the ball. But it'll come with Lazard playing the way he is, and then Conklin, if he's going to put up 100 yards, and Brees and Braylon Allen in the backfield, it's going to be hard to stop. Although you can't double him for forever if all those other guys are just going to go off.
Yeah, I think that is the number one thing that I noticed in the game, to be completely honest, is that the Jets really do have weapons. And I think like that is what makes Aaron Rodgers great, is that he truly makes everyone better. So those weapons just get better. And like I haven't seen Alan Lazard play like that since like 2013.
Yeah, since he was with him in Green Bay.
Legitimately.
Yeah, Mike.
So
Williams.
how does it feel to finally watch a football game and watch your team win then?
It's weird to expect to win. It's very, very strange.
Wow, I'm sure. Like when you're sitting there, you're like, oh my God, we're going to win this game. Like, is it a different feeling? Do you feel like a different type of viewer?
Yeah, it's fun now.
No. Yo, it's not like, were you not having fun watching them the whole time?
No, it's so stressful.
Yeah.
It's not fun when they're getting blown out by everybody and score 10 points a week. It's brutal.
Oh, trust me, I'm new to it, and I don't know. I don't know if I could love football the way I do or the way that you do if my team sucked for that long. It's been
a test
what,
to
4
how
or
much
5
you love
years.
football.
It's been 4 or 5 years of us sucking, and it sucks. It legitimately sucks.
Yeah, I think they're going to be. I played golf with J-Mo and Thompson yesterday, and J-Mo was saying he thinks they're going to be bad for the next 3-4 years too.
Yeah.
They got a lot of holes to fill.
A lot of holes to fill.
Are there any words of encouragement or tips, advice that you would give to someone whose team is, say, not as good as the New York Jets this year?
Who, the Cowboys?
Yeah. Oh, no, I think it's the team that the Jets beat. What was it? What was the score again? I forgot. Do you want to just say it out loud?
They have the same.
Just say. Just you want to say.
Record as Dallas
if you
Cowboys.
could just. If you could just.
Literally the same record as
just
Dallas
say,
Cowboys.
But if you
the
want to
Patriots
just.
and the Dallas Cowboys have the same exact record.
But just say the score out loud so that
I
everyone
don't remember.
knows.
I took it out of my mind.
Oh, I'm sure. Wasn't it?
It was 24-3.
I think it was 3, right? Yeah. Okay, that's what I
24-3,
thought.
yeah.
It was a 3. And then if you divide 24 by 3, you get 8. It's like something crazy. It's like crazy numbers.
That's okay because the Cowboys still allowed.
No,
more
I was
points
just
in their
curious.
loss.
I was just curious, like what the
A lot
score
of
was.
hostility in this home lately. Huh?
I know, sincerely. I was just trying to get you some words of advice, some encouragement from your best friend
I'm saying
Ty
we both
here.
need it. We both need it.
No, I'm just saying, like, can he offer to us,
Yes,
to you,
us.
any words of encouragement
said
or
it right,
tips
us.
for watching, football when your team's not good?
Yeah, you're going to want to find some other fall activities that are enjoyable. Like carve some jack-o'-lanterns, find a nice pumpkin patch maybe.
Right.
Find some
know if
other
they have
things
those.
to bring joy because it's not going to be football.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. We're going to have to really stay in Trader Joe's for a little bit longer and start looking at some good pumpkins to pick up. Maybe we can get into baking or something crazy.
Yeah, we can take up some different hobbies.
Yeah, some fall hobbies, some fall activity.
So-
We're going to be so fall.
Did you guys watch that full game?
Yes.
Oh, indeed.
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
And she was puking because we went to the San Gennaro festival before. Oh,
Sure.
thumbs up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
And,
exactly.
And we each hammered down a sausage, and it was disgusting.
Pause.
And so we weren't feeling too good.
Yeah, I definitely not well watching the game. I mean, like, physically I wasn't feeling well, but you mentally, spiritually, physically were not in the right space either.
Yeah, no.
So we weren't no one was in the right space, I think, on this side of the camera to be watching that game,
would you say that obviously everyone listening wasn't in the group chat, but Kevin Kaba was being a little bit too aggressive in the group chat, telling me to suck a big old mushroom wiener and all?
For Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Well, we've had years of harassment that we need to make up for.
But I would never do the harassing.
No, you're a good Patriots fan.
That's the only point I was. And I predicted that it would happen. I actually said they were going to lose 42-9.
But you're on that team, and a lot of Patriots fans have. It's been brutal.
They've been trying. They haven't been in a playoff game. I think he's going to be wearing the shirt the last time that they were there. So just let him have it. Yeah, like let him have.
You know what's crazy? I've actually seen the Patriots lose to the Jets in a playoff game, the Bart Scott game. Can't wait game.
Okay, well, just let him have his moment. Like, literally, the Jets win for the first time in how many years? Literally years, and you're complaining about it.
I don't know. I honestly
You're being a sore loser is what you're being.
Absolutely. Speaking of me being a sore loser, actually a funny story just came to my head that Mr. Ty Collegiate would remember. When the Patriots lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl, I got back from work the next day. And I was obviously still so upset. And I get back from work, and it's just him and Brannigan. I don't know if Mike was home. But him and Brannigan on the couch rewatching the Super Bowl, and Brannigan was wearing a Nick Foles jersey T-shirt that he got at Dick's.
I think Ryan wore that Nick Foles shirt for 2 weeks straight.
2 weeks.
No way.
And he tried to I almost fought him. He tried to hug me and bring me to the couch so I could watch it with them. And I was like, dude, get the fuck away from me, please.
Oh my God, that's actually amazing. That's just boys being boys, though. Silly, pranking, being funny, rubbing it in when they can.
I'll remember. I'm taking notes.
Right. So take notes. Exactly. Remember it.
Let's move the focus seriously over to the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh my God.
Seriously. We have to ask, are you worried? They lost to the Baltimore Ravens 28-25.
But it wasn't that close.
It wasn't that close. They were down. They scored 19 unanswered in the fourth quarter in kind of garbage time to make the game closer. But they were completely dominated throughout the game. Can't stop the run. Are you worried?
I'm not. I'm worried I'm not. I feel like it's still too early in the season, right? To really, that's how I feel. So early in the season. And I feel like that's what a lot of football watchers say. It's so early in the season. But I feel like, they still got it in them. It wasn't a close game. I know they were losing by a lot the entire time. And then finally when I looked back at the score, I was like, holy moly, there they go. They're up again, maybe they can win, but it's fine. The Ravens are a really good team.
First one of the season for the Ravens.
Only thing I'll say about the Ravens in that whole situation is I think what Lamar said at the end of the game is honestly probably the funniest thing ever, is that everyone was on suicide watch, and he said it on live TV. And I was absolutely obsessed. I looked at you and I was like, no way did he just say this on live television? What's going to happen? And then all these tweets came out saying the commissioner is going to be on his ass. Still don't know what the commissioner may have said if he did reach out to Lamar Jackson on that.
Forgot a letter.
But I agree, because he's just saying what they're all thinking. And that's what I think is so crazy about interviewing these players after the game, when it's all of these thoughts are rushing through their head. They have no idea what the fuck they're gonna say, and then you bring a mic over to them, they're happy as can be. He's thinking about the past couple of weeks that everyone's holy shit, are we gonna win this game? Thank fucking God we won this game. How do you feel? He's going to say the first thing that comes to his mind. Your brain's not processing the right way. And I loved it. It is 100% he's speaking the truth, just on live TV. Did you see that happen?
I didn't.
Ty?
I was driving at the time. No, I didn't see the interview.
Oh yeah. Did you, and have you seen this clip or no?
No.
Oh yeah, he had stated.
It's him on the field after the game getting interviewed.
Literally right after the game, fresh off, literally he's on the field still, and he said thank God, because a lot of the guys in the locker room were on suicide watch. So. And it makes sense, and I agree with him. I agree in the statement. I'm sure these guys, they take it seriously. Obviously, it's their job, but the fact that he said that, I was obsessed, fully 100%.
Jackson's a G.
And that's why it's hard to not like to be upset that the Ravens won because I love Lamar Jackson. Like, I think that he is just amazing. I think he's a great quarterback. He's probably one of my favorite, like top 3 for sure.
I was a Cowboys fan that game. I want to see as many AFC teams lose as possible.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're ready for the takedown.
If we could get the Bengals and the Ravens at 0-3, that would have been big.
That would have been huge for the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's still only week 3, so you have some time.
Yeah,
now
but
it's
an
week
0-3. There's only been 6 0-3 teams ever to make the playoffs. One being the 81 Jets.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, shout out to that incredible tea that he got.
Who's the quarterback of the 81 Jets?
Couldn't tell you.
I have no idea. I would have no idea.
It's
but the
before
crazy
my time,
thing...
Nathan. I'm not that old.
Sorry about that. Just thought you were a freaking football encyclopedia.
Crazy to talk about old quarterbacks. I saw today it come out that I don't know what team did he play for?
He actually played for the Jets, but most of his career was for the Green Bay Packers.
Yes, Brett Favre has come out that he has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
Crazy. But the craziest part about it isn't the fact that, I mean, I hope he's okay and that I don't know much about Parkinson's, but like I hope he's okay and that they find a good treatment to extend his quality of life for as much as possible. The crazy part about it is that he announced it while he was like testifying at Capitol Hill in front of Congress for like stealing a bunch of money from
embezzling.
Embezzling a bunch of money through the state of Mississippi.
Oh my God, I forgot that he had that whole embezzlement thing.
That's what he was doing. He was testifying in front of Congress.
I'm curious as to why he said that then. Like, I mean, it's
smart by his lawyers.
It's very interesting. It's just crazy. Like, I can't believe he has Parkinson's.
What is it? Like, is Parkinson's where you shake a bit?
I think Parkinson's is like, yeah. I think go ahead, go for it, Ty.
I mean, I am no doctor. I know it's not good.
Yeah, yeah, me either. I don't think it's good. Yeah.
Well wishes to Mr. Brett Favre, but going back to the Cowboys, that quote that Lamar had wasn't the craziest quote we had coming out of Dallas this week. Did you hear Mr. Jerry Jones commenting on one of his players' wieners?
No, I did not.
Okay, well, Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx was in attendance at Cowboys practice last week, and he had an Instagram live.
Instagram lives are getting these people in freaking trouble. A la Shannon Sharp the week before, and now Jerry Jones. Stay off Instagram Live. Who goes on Instagram Live?
And Jerry Jones.
Have you ever watched an Instagram Live? That's a good question.
I have. No, I've never joined a live. No.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, who is watching these Instagram Lives?
Actually, I did join a live. Someone lost fantasy football. They were live streaming their loss, their punishment.
Oh, that's actually, I guess that's a good thing to do. But, like, whoever just, like, frequenting the Instagram Lives, like, I'm very, very confused. But, anywho, yes, Jamie Foxx went live on Instagram.
While he was watching Cowboys practice with Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is, like, commenting on, like, one of their rookies. And he's, like, basically just going through his measurables. Like, he's 5'9", weighs 205 pounds, ran like a 4.40 in the combine, jumps this high, gives his hand length, and he's like an 8.5-inch penis. And then the Instagram Live just goes then it just like he stops Instagram Live.
Yeah, I mean, and that's where we need to stop these Instagram Lives. They're getting these men in trouble.
Right. That's your.
Do you think he was joking though? Like, I need to know.
Yeah. I'm sure he doesn't have that measurement.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like some of these guys would definitely include this measurement on things. I mean, 100%. Like, I feel like if these guys are, like, literally, like, oh, like, this is, like, crazy, whatever, they would definitely include it. Like, if we're rocking Devin Booker Poland Spring, you know what I mean? Like, he'd be like, and I have a Poland Spring. I'd put that on my resume. Wouldn't you?
I'm more concerned about why Jerry Jones is commenting on his player's wiener.
Oh, okay. Oh, of course. On an Instagram Live.
Right.
Yeah.
How do we feel about them paying Dak?
Isn't that crazy?
You tell me. You're the Cowboys fan.
No, I agree. Like, I feel like honestly, like, when we talked about it, like, I just feel like it's an insane amount of money. Like, I just can't get back. And when we had spoken about this, like, sorry, what do you have thoughts, comments, suggestions?
I mean, just look at the Tua, Trevor Lawrence, and Dak are all getting, what, $55 million a year?
Yeah, it's crazy. More, yeah.
Trevor Lawrence hasn't won in 8 games. Tua's not going to play for 8 games. And
yeah, maybe these big contracts are doing something.
It's interesting.
I just think that it's crazy because to me, when we had discussed this big contract, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, right? I had said that I think that more of this money should be towards like the fans or like concessions at the stadium or something like that, just because it's like I feel like these players get paid so much money, and it's not that I know that like otherwise it'd be going to the coach or otherwise it'd be going or the owner, whoever, like blah blah blah, but like then make the ticket prices less expensive. Like if you're able to pay like your quarterback $240 million for 4 years or whatever, like take $1 million of that and then like just take it off of like the season ticket holders, like total, like deduct it, like whatever, or like make the beers there for one game like free. You know what I mean? Like it could, like I just feel like you could make it better for like the people that are watching the sport. Like it just feels like such an insane amount of money that something needs to give. Something's got to give here. That's how I feel.
I mean, it is an exact percentage of what the league makes.
Right.
Like the salary cap is an exact percentage of what is being made by owners.
Right.
I don't know what the exact percent is, but it's not a lot.
Right, the teams and the owners need to put a certain amount of their budget towards the salary cap, which is what they can pay the players. And like what Ty's saying, it's not a lot of their budget.
Right, but that's what's so like to me, like what's so crazy is that it's like if they're paying these players and so much money, then like you have like take another percent of something else and like put it elsewhere. Like it just seems so crazy to me that like all of a sudden now I feel like these people are getting paid like so much money, you know?
But it's because they make so much more money per year that they can pay them that. Because it's only I don't know what the percentage is, but say 30% of what they make is what they're allowed to pay players.
But then it's like, if you can pay them that much money, then I think that you need to stop making the fucking ticket prices so expensive then.
The more annoying part, if you want to bring that up, is the fact that these owners then move their teams or go to like the state or their city and hold them at a ransom to have the taxpayers pay for their stadiums. That's more of a conversation.
I just feel like it's like when I go to a stadium, it's like so crazy to me that like a beer and like freaking chicken fingers and whatever is $40.
Right, but that doesn't go to the players.
No, I know. I guess I'm talking in terms of money in general. Like I feel like the money that they pay them is so much. It's so wild to me that it's like I don't understand why they can't be allocating some money elsewhere. Right. Like I think I need to join the NFL merchandising team or something like that to help them allocate their money properly.
But to Ty's point, that budget is already set aside. Like the teams must spend this amount of money towards players.
Right. Which is crazy to me, though.
Okay. But that aside, do you think they should have put that much money, that portion of their budget towards Dak, or do you think that they should have potentially moved on from Dak or taken a risk and possibly moved on from Dak and spread that money elsewhere for other players on the roster?
Do I think that Dak Prescott is like the quarterback that should be making all of the money? No, I don't. And I don't think that they should be paying him as much money as humanly possible, like they're freaking giving him, because it's like it's not like he has like a ton of time left. You know, he's been the quarterback for an extended period of time. It's not like he's like absolutely life changing. Like he's not like making all these crazy ass plays and stuff. Like I think that they needed to be like maybe a little bit smarter. Maybe put it on their, what did you said, their running line or whatever.
Offensive line?
Yeah, the big backs or whatever the fuck. Like put it on them more and invest in other ways. You know, like you have to be smart with your investments, and I don't really feel like they're being smart with their investment.
Right. Right. I think they did the right move in paying him. The money, the price tag is huge. But when you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a team. So if you have an above-average quarterback, I mean, he led the league in passing last year, or second to Tua.
You see what happens to all the teams that don't have a solidified QB, even if he is a tier 3 QB or whatever. Like,
Right.
you look at the Jets, the Panthers, teams that have been just filtering through QBs for so long. Not the
Right.
Patriots, no. No, not the Patriots. They had
Well,
one
just
QB
look at the
for
Patriots
20
since
years.
right, but look at the Patriots since
Okay.
Brady left. They're on their third quarterback, fourth quarterback.
It's a very, very difficult thing to figure out, and when you filter through them so often, it's so hard to build a roster and be good. It's tough to get free agents to come play with you. Like, people will want to go play in Dallas with Dak.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure.
That's why
See,
CD,
I don't-
That's why CD stayed.
I mean, it's not that I like Dak. It's not that I don't like Dak.
Sounds like you
It
don't
just,
like him. Sounds like you don't like him.
I just feel like you could be putting your money elsewhere. Like, I don't know. You know, like, I feel like the money's not being budgeted properly to me. That's just my POV. Like, I don't know, pay the freaking cheerleaders more. I have a lot of ways to help them out here, you know? I have a lot of places I could put their money. No, I have a lot of places I could put this money, okay? I have a lot of places I could put $240 million. 242 or whatever it was.
Right, something crazy.
Yeah.
$60 million a year.
Yeah, something wild.
Speaking of quarterbacks and how important it is to have a quarterback, we'll go over to Carolina now with last year's first overall pick, Bryce Young. Okay? We talked about this last week where they said that they were going to bench him after they got off to a cold start for in favor of veteran quarterback Andy Dalton. And that move turned out really good for the team. They won their first game. Andy Dalton threw 3 touchdown passes. That is that is as many touchdown passes as Bryce has thrown in the last 10 games combined as a starter. He hasn't thrown...
Wait, 10 games? He just started.
Going back to last year.
Oh, okay.
What's your opinion on that situation, Ty? Do you
The
think they should go?
Panthers
Do you think they should stay with Andy Dalton and just give up on Bryce, or do you think that they should just try to bring the young guy along and be more patient with him for a year or two?
I wouldn't give up on him. I think they kind of screwed him over from the start when you take a guy number 1, you're going to play him. That's just how the league is now. But I think it goes to show, like, sitting, like a Jordan Love situation where you sit for 2-3 years and then start is how you become a good QB. And, Jade Daniels was unreal last night, so it works the other way too. But same thing with the Patriots. Like, you saw what happens to Drake May behind that O-line. You saw what happened to Sam Darnold when he was with the Jets, and now he's playing very well. I think a lot of it depends on your situation and your coach. And the Panthers are one of the worst organizations in all of sports.
Yes.
Did you see that their tickets were selling 2 for $1.50?
Yeah, it's terrible.
What, like, would you have gone to the game for $1.50?
Oh, if I'm in Carolina, sure.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, like, pop on over. You could probably get front row seats for those prices.
Could probably get great seats, yeah. Not that I want to watch them play football, but if they're playing someone cool, yeah, I'll go to the game.
Right.
Just to add insult to injury to Mr. Bryce Young, his ex-girlfriend has found a new man. I think that's probably another reason why his confidence is down. His ex-girlfriend, Myra Gordon, is now dating Philadelphia 76ers star Tyrese Maxey.
Yikes.
Do you think that can't help his confidence?
Can't help his confidence now.
Wait, Philadelphia, and they're in Carolina?
She's cleat chasing, bro. She's cleat
Yeah,
chasing.
literally.
chasing.
Like, I'm
She's
like,
cleat
hold
chasing.
on.
Sneaker chasing now.
Yeah, where is she located out of? And, like, maybe she just wanted someone, like, a little bit taller or something. Like, maybe she just
Perhaps.
wanted to wear high heels or something crazy like that.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Bryce Young is a short QB.
Yeah, he's a short game.
That has to be it. But, like, that's kind of crazy that they're, like benching him, right? Because I remember him last season being, like, a big topic.
Yep.
Right? And so, like, is that, like, they're doing that with Drake May, you're saying right now, because he's supposed to be really good, but the O-line or whatever.
Right. It's exactly what Ty explained. If you don't have the pieces, either to number one, to protect your young quarterback, but also weapons that he can get the ball to, there's no point in putting him out there and just setting him up for failure, because then he'll look like that. You're better off letting him wait, letting him chill. I mean, like Ty was saying, last week they put Drake May in for the last drive, and he got murdered twice. Like, he literally could have gotten hurt every play he dropped back to pass. And if he wasn't a freak athlete, he probably would have. So yeah, it's a perfect example as to why what the Patriots are doing with Drake May is the right move, and they have to continue to keep him on the bench for as long as until they can really figure out how to protect the quarterback. And I don't see that happening this year. So
it works both ways. Like Jaden Daniels is the QB for Washington. He was the second pick this year. Rookie, started right away, but he has their O-line seems decent. He has some good weapons around him. Cliff Kingsbury is a really good offensive coach, so his situation is a lot better. So you don't see him struggling as much as you saw Bryce Young struggle all of last year and into this year. But also, they didn't play Bryce Young in the preseason.
Right.
So how do you expect your young QB to gain experience and get better if you're not going to play him?
Right.
So who did they play instead?
Their third and fourth and fifth string QB.
And, like, what would be the reasoning behind doing something like that? Or everyone's kind of confused?
A lot of teams do it just to not get people hurt, which is probably why you see a lot more injuries in week 1 and 2 than normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like people's bodies can't handle 4 quarters of football without playing 2 quarters to start the year or whatever.
I was going to say that because I was literally just talking to Nate over dinner either today or yesterday. And I was like, I feel like everyone has been getting hurt recently. Like, I was like, I don't feel like it was like this last year, but maybe it was. Like, I don't know if I wasn't paying attention as much to injuries. But I'm like, everyone got hurt, like, within the first couple of games. But massive, massive injuries. Like, is this normal? Like, I'm so confused.
It does seem like a lot more than normal.
Right? Like, what do you think it is? Do you think it's the turf? Like, I obviously have, like, a big theory on the turf. Like, I feel like that's just a detriment to the football.
I think there is no contact in practice in preseason anymore. They're minimal contact.
Because they have those head sings, right?
Even just that you're not doing as much full speed contact drills in the preseason just to protect your body. So I think there probably are a lot less preseason injuries now than there used to be. Like, I remember when we were growing up, people would have bad injuries in preseason because they're doing full speed contact drills then.
Yep.
But I feel like it kind of helps you in the long run, like, if you do things like that.
Like what?
For sure, it builds your tolerance. And if you're getting hurt in the second week of August, you're back by mid-September versus getting hurt second week of September. Now you're starting your season in October.
Right, and then now you're missing, like, actual football games. Mm-hmm. But if you're injured, do you get paid still? Like, do you get sick time? Like, how does, you get paid the same amount as, like, you would?
Depends on your contract. So that's, like, why when I say, like, someone signs and I say the contract, like, how much money they're making, I always say, like Dak, for example, it was 4 years, $240 million, and then I say, like, how much money is guaranteed.
Right. No, I know. Right.
So, like, the guaranteed money is, like, their salary.
Okay.
The rest of the chunk of change, it depends on what kind of bonuses, but oftentimes they're, like, performance bonuses. So it makes, if a player gets hurt, they're most likely not going to get a lot of those bonuses.
But if they
the guaranteed money, they'll continue to.
But do they still get paid per game, like whatever they would make per game?
If they have guaranteed money on their contract, yes.
But if they don't,
probably not.
So, like, if they get injured, they're, like, fucked, kind of.
Yes.
That's awful.
That's also why these players, like, will hold out, like Hassan Reddick for the Jets. Like, they'll hold out because they want a long-term contract because they want that security for years to come.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Question about quarterbacks, missing old quarterbacks of this nature. Whatever happened to Zach Wilson? Where is he now?
He is in Denver.
Colorado,
yeah.
Denver Broncos?
Mile High. Denver Broncos, yep.
Who's on the Broncos?
Well, he's QB3 over there.
No. Are you serious?
So they're also starting a rookie quarterback, Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Wow. And how do you feel
with backup? Who's QB2 there?
Jared Stidham.
That's right. Okay.
How do you feel with Zach Wilson being out of the picture?
Great. He's another person that shouldn't have been starting as early as he was, but when you're drafted number 2 overall, you're going to start.
Do you feel like with him it was like the same thing as what we're saying now, where it's like he didn't have what he needed around him, or do you feel like it was him that was the problem?
Probably a combination of both, but yeah, they were not a good roster when he was drafted. Bad O-line, bad coaching.
Right, so he wasn't given
had
like
no
a good
chance.
situation.
Correct, and then he lost all confidence once he started losing games. And New York's such a tough place to be. When you lose 2 games in New York, the media's going to get on you immediately.
Brings up the classic question. Is it better off never making it or being like Zach Wilson, making the money, making it, getting the experience, and just getting tortured and obliterated in the media and everything? Like, would you rather live your life or Zach Wilson's life?
Zach Wilson, well, I like my life.
I love your life.
Oh, yeah,
Zach Wilson.
I'm crying. Yeah,
Zach Wilson's definitely got a good life. He makes money playing football. He's fine.
Yeah, but you don't think, honest, I'm being completely serious. Like, I don't think I would change places. Because I don't think I could handle the hate on social media and in the media and in general, like newspapers and like people screaming at you, telling you you're a fucking loser, and like you have like dweebs like me saying how much you suck when you're better, like far better at football than I'll ever be at anything. But like, I don't think I could handle that. I think I would lose my fucking mind.
Yeah, I think you would too. I think I'd be all right though.
I'm crying.
You got that switch in you.
Yeah.
So true, so true. I think that I would rather make it and make it than not, because like at least I did. Like if you're doing it for you, then that's the whole purpose. Like if you're doing it for everybody else, then that's why you would feel like
so
that.
easy to say though, but like it's even like when we post something and you're looking at the comments.
Yeah, but now I laugh at the comments because I have tough skin, as they say.
She laughs at the comments.
I have tough skin. I have tough skin.
The last NFL topic we have for you is Mr. Travis Kelce. He's struggled throughout the first few games. Only has 8 catches total.
Not good.
For about 69 yards. Todd McShay went on the Ryan Russillo podcast and said that he doesn't understand why these these mainstream media people aren't blaming his relationship and like him partying and traveling and not training properly in the off season. Thoughts?
I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I don't know anything about that.
Me neither.
But he does stink this year.
Does stink.
I think they just have better weapons to use now.
I think he's not the focal point anymore. I think there's something to be said for that. I mean, even last year he didn't look like he was in the best shape ever. I don't think he's ever been a guy that's been in the best shape ever. So that's why I kind of don't understand that point of view. But like you just said, Rashee Rice is the number 1 guy now. Like I just don't think he's the number 1 guy.
He's not their first option. Rashee Rice is definitely their number 1. I mean, Xavier Worthy's fun to use in that offense. Like they had other options besides him. He should be.
And I just think he's busy. He's a busy guy now. You know?
He can't be busy.
It's his job.
I know, and I feel like that's what's getting in the way. I think he's saying yes to everything, and he's just spreading himself way too thin.
So that's what Todd McShay was saying.
I don't think it's his relationship.
Well, he didn't.
Like a Shaquille O'Neal, when he talks about Rudy Gobert, he's like, I paved the way for you to make $200 million. Like, you need to work hard. So if you're going to go out there and make $20 million a year, you should probably work for it. Like, a lot of people paved the way for you to make that money.
That's very, very true. That's very true.
I think another part of it is that he has been doing literally every single sponsorship and commercial.
I mean, he's literally on every single commercial we see. It's Travis Kelce's in there, right?
One of the Kelce's, yeah.
It's at least one of them.
I'm over it. Yeah. I'm over the Kelce's.
One or the other. Yeah, I'm done with the Kelce's.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
And I don't understand why their podcast gets more numbers than ours. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Who knows?
Who knows? And back end stuff. How do you feel about the Kelce's? Like, are you over them? Like, are you ready for football to kind of move on from them? They had their year last year, the Kelce Bowl and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think companies are always going to use whoever the most popular people are. But even Jason Kelce yesterday, when he was signing off of Monday Night Football pregame show, he just said, "Enjoy my commercials." Which made me laugh. Like, I thought it was a funny thing to say while even he recognizes he's in every single commercial during
every single thing. But that's the same. He's retired now, so it's like he can be. But like Travis isn't just not like if not the same more, and he's literally doing more. I mean, he's going to the U.S. Open. He's hosting that show. Are you smarter than a fifth grader or whatever? Like he's doing I feel like even more things than Jason Kelsey's doing, and he's still playing full-time NFL. Like it's bizarre to me.
I think it goes back to like something that Joe Rogan always says about like he focuses more on like fighters, but I think it makes sense for almost all athletes where it's just like your career gets to a point where you're half in, half out. And once you're half out, you're like everyone else is just also so elite that they catch up very quickly. They gain ground and like pass you by really quickly. And once again, we're 3 weeks into the season. He might go out this week, double his numbers, and then we'll look like a bunch of bozos. But who knows?
Yep.
Anything else, Ty? Anything else NFL wise, or just sports wise in general, or just life that you'd like to discuss?
I'm just curious as to the level of hope you both have for your teams. Like you both said, it's only been 3 weeks. Where's your hope meter?
You can go, ladies first.
I would say my hope meter is I honestly like something's weird about this football season. For me, it doesn't feel the same. It feels different, and it does feel like everyone's getting hurt. And in addition to my heart, I'm like, oh man, like. Wherever, but I will say, wherever CeeDee Lamb goes, I go. So I think that I've recognized that is that I'm more of a CeeDee Lamb fan and a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader fan, but I'm a CeeDee Lamb fan first. And so I just need to know wherever he's going is how I feel. And I feel hopeful since he's on Dallas that it's going to be great. But if they're not, like at least they're trying. They're always going to be the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, they're literally like valued the number one sports team in America, period. And like in the world, it's like they're up there. So I'm not even worried about anything else. Like other than that, like I don't give a rat's ass. Your teams don't even make the freaking top. So that's how I feel. And I'll always be on the top for that. So I feel great. I feel hopeful.
All right.
All right.
Great analysis.
Thank you. How do you feel?
About the Patriots?
Yeah.
Give me your hope meter, Nate. What's your hope meter?
For the season or just in general? Or both?
Give me a little both, please.
Season?
Start with the season.
My hope meter is a 0. Literally a 0. After the week 1 win against Cincinnati, I talked myself into having a little bit of hope and like maybe we can be competitive.
Told you not to do it.
You told me not to do it. Everyone told me not to do it, but it's so hard not to.
Yeah, I've done it every year since 2011.
Right.
They rope you in every year. They find a way to rope you in.
Right. Just when they think I'm out, they pull me back in. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But no, they stink. The Patriots stink. And like every team just needs to do exactly what the Jets did to them. They don't have a middle linebacker anymore. Juwan Bentley got hurt, and he's out for the year. So they literally just don't have a middle linebacker, so you can run at them. You can throw the ball in the middle. The offensive line, like we discussed, cannot fucking stop a nosebleed. Like anyone can just come right, like waltz on through and just murder the quarterback whenever they want. I also don't think that they'll be able to run the ball at all. I think that the first week against Cincinnati, that was just a miracle that they were able to open holes and Ramondre Stevenson was able to do anything. I don't think they'll be able to do that. I really do think that they may. I'm back to thinking they're going to end up with a number 1 pick, especially if Andy Dalton continues to play the way he's playing. Like who are the other 0-3 teams? I mean, Cincinnati isn't going to be bad forever. Washington's better. Tennessee, they'll figure it out. They'll squeak out a few wins. It's just if Levis didn't turn the ball over the first 2 games, they could have won one of those, if not both of those. So once they clean that up or replace him, they'll be fine. The Patriots just aren't good. Long term, what I do want to see this year is I want to get fucking hope. I want to get hope. I want to know if Gerard Mayo is the guy. I want to know what players. Do we have any players? Can someone make a play for me? Can someone make a play? I don't know. Like, Jalen Polk scores a touchdown and then just doesn't get another ball thrown to him for another week. So, like, Demario Douglas doesn't have any catches the first 2 weeks, and then he has 6 last week. Like, I don't know. I don't know who's a player and who's not a player. It's very frustrating, very annoying. I just want to get some answers. So my overall hope meter is low. 0 for the season, and then overall is low.
How is your hope meter?
Oh, my hope meter is sky high right now. I'm hopeful.
I love that you're hopeful.
If they're, losing Jermaine Johnson was a tough blow.
Jermaine Johnson is who?
Number 11 for the Jets. He's dating that girl.
He's
dating some girl.
I'm crying. I'm literally waiting for one of you guys to make any sort of move on that. I'm like, who the fuck is that guy? Who is he? What does he do?
He's a defensive end for the Jets.
So you lost him and it's bad?
He tore his Achilles in week 2.
The Jets have got to figure out the Achilles,
and
man.
Another Jets DN who was supposed to be starting is holding out for a long-term contract as well, and doesn't seem like it's going to go anywhere. So they're a little thin at the end.
Oh my God, go to work. Go to work to that one guy.
Hassan.
Yes, go to work, Hassan. And making fucking $800,000 a game. Like, please. And in addition, I feel like the Jets' Achilles heel is truly the Achilles heel.
It has been lately, for sure.
You were about to ask me a question when we were talking about the Patriots. You were going to say, would you rather
have them drafted an O lineman this year and wait on QB, or are you happy with the Drake May decision?
I'm happy with the Drake May decision because it's exactly what we were talking about with the Dak Prescott conversation is you need a quarterback. I think that's the first thing you need to figure out. And it's the other thing we were talking about is that you should sit your quarterback if at all possible. So if he can sit there and learn while you develop the pieces around them, as long as you're doing the right things and like going to the offseason, developing the pieces around him, I think it's the right move. But the thing is, they can't go back on their plan. They can't get to week 5, week 6, 7, 8, and just throw him in there. Even if Brissett gets hurt, you have to go get Tannehill or a veteran quarterback and keep him on the bench.
I was just going to ask that because it seems like there's a chance Brissett doesn't make it 17 weeks with that O-line. He's getting destroyed.
He's getting destroyed, and that's what I think is going to happen, and that's what scares me. Because I think that he's going to get hurt. They're going to throw Drake May in there, and then who knows what's going to happen.
Could be a career killer.
I'd
love to see it. I would love to see it. Love the demise
Why would you
of
want
the Patriots.
You want to kill his career?
No, I don't want to kill his career, but I love to see the Patriots go downhill.
We've been at the bottom of the hill, okay?
I'm crying.
Let's keep them there.
Since Logan Ryan intercepted Tom Brady in the playoff game, we've been at the bottom of the hill.
Mm-hmm. All right, so more of a double dose question for you guys. You guys have been doing this 100 episodes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I love this.
Obviously, I'm on camera here instead of on a speakerphone next to a mic. A lot of technological advances in the past 100 episodes. What are we going to see in the next 100? What's the goal? What's the plan? What's happening?
Oh, I love this question. First of all, thank you so much for being one of the best and first supporters that we've ever had for the Double Dose. You are a doser through and freaking through. So thank you so much, and thank you for our congratulations. I feel like for the next 100, you're going to see a lot of even more technological advances. Who knows? Perhaps even some more, graphics integrated into it, more of a talk show, and perhaps maybe less of a lot of just audio stuff. I feel like we really liked that when we were trying to incorporate some graphic work into our show, so making it more of like a show, and obviously having more guests on, having more fun and exciting, just like you back on the pod. We want to have reoccurring, T-Bone on when the Jets make a big win. Maybe when the Jets are playing in the Super Bowl, T-Bone can come on. It would be so fun. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, I agree. I think number one thing is guests. I love having guests. I think it just makes the whole conversation, podcast, everything better. Even if, I popped in my head while we were doing this, even if we have 2 episodes a week where we have one one episode as a guest, and then the next episode is like where we do our normal thing. Like that would be cool. We also would like to start getting some sponsors. I mean, I know a small business owner of Replica Canvas is the company that comes to mind.
Tell me more about that. It sounds fucking exquisite.
Yeah, so Replica Canvas, it's actually pretty fascinating. So the founder and CEO, his mom wanted to get him his college football jersey. The football team said no, can't have it. Can you imagine this?
Ridiculous.
So they had a beautiful idea. He had a beautiful idea of putting his jersey on a canvas and putting it on his wall.
Brilliant. Fucking
brilliant. And so now, not only does that same college were they his first customers in getting it for all their seniors, but now he's distributed to all 50 states. Okay, as senior gifts for high schools, colleges. He does one-offs, but it's an amazing product, amazing brand. I have one of my own for my high school jersey. It's at home at my mother's house, so I actually love the product. I was actually thinking of getting one for my little cousin, Jordan, because he's a senior football player at Peabody High School, so I was thinking about getting him one. Just a great product. So we want to reach out to brands like that to possibly sponsor the podcast and to help with those technological advances that we plan on making.
And having great guests like you on.
Oh, thank you.
I'm crying.
Anything that you'd like to see that you think that the Double Dose podcast could do a better job at, do more of, do a little bit less of? It's an open forum.
That's a great question. Maybe some shorts, some quick hitters throughout the week. Maybe a big event happens. Maybe two of you sit down, get your suit and tie on, cover it for a quick 2-3 minutes and throw a vid out. You know, a quick gut reaction maybe. Ooh. Keep people engaged throughout the week, not just on Thursdays.
I love that. What a great idea. Thank you.
Just a thought? Just a thought?
You're a big suit guy. You loved the suit last week.
Like the suit. I want to see the suit stay.
Wait, I can't even lie to you. Like, did you say something to him about the suit? Or no?
Yeah.
I honestly, I got a lot of comments to me personally about your suit. Not even that I'm wearing a freaking sequin, nothing or whatever. Lo and behold, surprise again, nothing for
Suit's
freaking me. And everyone's literally like, oh my god, the suit, the suit. Like I put up like the picture of like us, like whatever, like, and I comments back to me like flooding my DMs like Nate in the suit. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. I'm like, Rachel in the sequins.
Put that sequin shit away. We're all about the suit.
The sequins end up everywhere.
Yeah. So I'll
no shit. Yeah.
I'll put a suit on next week too to try and one up you, and you'll still get all the compliments. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, Ty, thank you so much. This was tremendous. This was awesome. This was wonderful. You're a gentleman and a scholar. More than welcome to come on whenever you'd like. Thank you for being very gracious in your victory and the position of the New York Jets over the New England Patriots. I appreciate it, and I love you very, very, very much. And if you could speak to that CEO and co-founder, I mean not co-founder, CEO, founder, just the one-man show over at Replica Canvas.
Put in a good word.
Let me put in a good word for you guys. You guys are too good, too fine people over there. I'm sure he'd be happy to work with the two of you.
I'm crying.
Love it.
Amazing. Well, let's close out your little portion of the episode the only way we know how to, with a cheers. Cheers, T. Thank you.
Love you, big dog.
Cheers.
Love you both.
Thank you so much for listening to another episode of your favorite sports drama podcast, The Double Dose, the drama of sports. Don't forget to rate and subscribe to our podcast wherever you watch and listen, and give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Double Dose Pod. Thank you.